All right, guys. I know PSVR Gamescast Live was canceled tonight. Dave and Brian are a little messed up right now, not feeling best. They're at their best right now for good reason, and I hope you guys have a speedy recovery. Get well soon. So in the meantime, wanted to just have some fun, do a little impromptu stream here, kick it with all my peeps and chat a little bit. Going to be going over a couple things. We're going to be celebrating, first of all, Happy New Year. It's New Year's Eve. I know my friends across the pond. It's already a new year for you guys. Happy New Year. And for us on the East Coast, we got a couple more hours than for a couple other people. This is going to be very interactive. So what is up, High Ground, Game Cat? What is up, LC23322552 beats? I can't see it. What is up, Mako77? Johnny Moles, what is up, all of you guys? Johnny, I was thinking about you for part of this because I know you always have a long commute to Friday. So I was like, well, let me do a little something here that maybe he can listen to, and hope the audio and everything sounds fine. I just randomly cobbled this together. But yeah, so we're going to have some fun here. We're going to talk about the top 10 best games of 2020, along with the worst. You guys are always asking for a worst games list. So want to do that as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to crap all over some games. We're going to praise some other ones. What is up, Snack Impulse? Nobody cares. Hello. Thank you. Void Citizen, Gaison, fist bump to you. Brian and Dave are the real lookers of the crew. I'm just good at games, and that's pretty much all I got going for me. But like I said, I wanted to have some fun. I usually enjoy being the disembodied voice. But anyways, so let's go ahead and kick things off. And any guys got a question, just want to talk, this is totally laid back, chill, whatever. Red Rover says, hey, buddy, can't stick around, but wanted to pop in and wish you Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you guys. We're just going to have some fun here and just kick back and relax and chat a little bit and go over some of these games and stuff. So coming before we get to the top 10 best PSVR games, honestly, I wanted to do a top 20, but they were so close. Like, there was just a couple that were not filling in some spots. So like we just fell short of 20 best PSVR games. So I ended up just doing 10, but I would love to do like an award or something. What's up, Nick Mulo? No, we're not talking about Immortal Legacy. It's amazing, and you're wrong. But I do want to give one big award for the most underappreciated game, I think, this year. And that would have to go to Operencia, The Stolen Sun. It was a classic dungeon crawler RPG. And I know it didn't have, it had some issues, right? It was flat screen only. Where the hell's just a trailer? I just want a trailer. But let me, you guys leave my, here we go. You leave my Operencia, whatchamacallit. Paper Beast, it was pretty cool, man. Void, but I don't know. Paper Beast only really works if it like clicked with you, and it just didn't click with me. Like I tried everything to get into that game. I love Eric Chahi. I thought the game was good overall, but it didn't have this like whoa experience that I was kind of like hoping for, that I know some people had, and I think that's great. You totally awesome that you had that experience. I think it's pretty cool. The High Ground asks, are there any MMORPGs in VR? There will be. There's two that I've really got my eye on right now. There's Zenith, and then there's Elysia. And they kind of honestly look a little bit alike. But anyways, real quick, final words on Operencia. That, it only used DualShock, not the most immersive interactive game. Had some scale issues where like things look kind of big and small and a little blurry at times. But man, a 30-hour RPG, classic dungeon crawling style, and just really, really love that. I think it's still on sale right now, and I just absolutely loved it. What up, McQuaid? Happy New Year to you, man. But yeah, Elysia is this is the first one right here. This is by Team 21 Studios. Huge MMO coming, and it looks freaking awesome. I played a lot of World of Warcraft when I was younger. It was something that I wasn't, I was a little bit late to get into it. But then I had a friend, one of my best friends, started playing playing it and was like, dude, you have to check this out. And so I tried it. There was a free vanilla WoW server. It was like a Chronos server thing. We played it for free, and it was the vanilla version, and it was awesome. I played a couple of the expansions too, but this game, Elysia, reminds me a lot of that. Heavily inspired by the graphics and stuff. It's so easy to tell. But the other one, this game just looks fantastic, man. I can't wait to see it. And if I showed you what the footage of this game looked like a year ago, the footage of this game was literally just like a tiger cat thing, like running across some grassy knoll or some forest with like a few trees. And it looks incredible now. I mean, you see all this action going on. That just reminds me, wow, you see all these people in here, and I'm a huge fan of MMOs. Yeah, I definitely can't wait for this. What's up, Shenmuso? What's up, Charlie? Salvador Saavedra. This is one of the two. Here's the ending of the video here. You see some gameplay and stuff, and it's got they've got like a kite in the, like right here, like some kite thing in the desert, and then like a big snake thing comes out and eats it. So cool, man. Really, really crushed it with that though. Then there is Zenith VR. Let's see if there's a trailer for this one. This is the other one coming out. Zenith gameplay trailer. This is more like a Sword Art Online inspired. It's basically take out the World of Warcraft from Elysia and put in what up, VR Demon? Put in Sword Art Online, more anime style, and this is what Zenith is planning on doing. And it looks really cool as well. They both look really similar in some ways, and except for one is like cyberpunk anime, and the other is more like fantasy RPG like World of Warcraft. Both of them absolutely crushed their Kickstarters, and really like they have a huge community already that are testing it and stuff. So Snack Impulses, I would say Dreams is up for the most underappreciated. I agree. Dreams is really something special, and I think it's going to continue to be special. And I think eventually give it some time, and it's just going to blow everybody away, especially like once it gets like a PS5 patch or something. What's up, West Boy? But yeah, I think Dreams is definitely I don't know about underappreciated, maybe a little bit, but it's just it'll have its time. Give Dreams some time. I love creating in there. The experience is amazing, but yeah, and so real quick, let's go ahead and get to. I've got a couple more honorable mentions for the top 10. Didn't quite make the top 10 because it was very, very close, but still were excellent games, and that is Separation, which was a great, like, really artistic game. I loved it for just the art design and everything, and was kind of like this really cool experience. The music was fantastic. Hotel R&R, which you were like living the life of a rock star, and like I loved the edgy like attitude that it had. It reminded me of like Tony Hawk characters or something where they're all like, whoa, dude, and just all craziness stuff. It felt like a story you'd play in like a Tony Hawk game or something. Real quick, €5 donation from Belramio. Thank you so much, man. He says, we need an MMO RPG just for the sake of having one. MMOs take a while to come to consoles and stuff. There's the Drunk Gamer, great guy, but MMORPGs are they kind of take a long time to come. I remember PS3 didn't get its first MMO until Defiance. It was like a sci-fi. It was based off like a sci-fi TV show, and they take a while, but they eventually get there. So Hotel R&R. I did put The Walking Dead Onslaught because I think it had a bad launch, but when they updated the combat, I liked it a little bit more. I still have like major problems with the design. I really think it was just like a multiplayer co-op game that the co-op was ripped out of and then didn't really compensate for it very well. It had like all these systems that were just disjointed and stuff. But if you just want some simple fun of going in and killing some zombies and stuff, then it's whatever. Belramia says Defiance was super bad. I liked Defiance, thank you. It was okay. It was all right. Driving around in a Charger was fun. It'd be better if it was in VR. Budget Cuts is also one of the honorable mentions. Budget Cuts was a really good stealth game. And it was, I think, another, definitely could be considered maybe one of the more underappreciated games of this year as well. I think Budget Cuts was a lot of fun. Oh, that's made by CodeSync. I didn't even realize, or it's not CodeSync, it's Neat Corporation, but CodeSync had something to do with it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Budget Cuts was really good. It had some annoying puzzles and some really bad pacing in some parts, but overall, like the style of it, it's just one of those games that's so clean and easy to get into and stuff, and it worked really. It like ran pretty well, looked nice, just kind of all of the above. And I really loved the teleport gun. Definitely, some guys from Portal that worked on Portal helped work on some of this as well. And it definitely showed. It's a pretty good game. I think if I had one complaint, was the price. Really, I think it should have been a $20 game instead of a $30 game, especially after making us wait so long. And there's lots of competition at the end of the year. But still gets an honorable mention from me. Another one is Swords of Gargantua. This game, what makes this game awesome is the multiplayer. Man, I like the single player game. Okay, so Nick finished it, thought it was okay. High Ground played some Squadrons, hell yeah. First time getting motion sick, that's no good, no bueno. I've never really been motion sick, not too much. But what makes Swords of Gargantua so cool? I mean, I love the art style and stuff. But the multiplayer, it's so fun to just get 4 friends together, go into the rooms and just clobber enemies. The AI is pretty cool, and the weapon choices are pretty cool. Someone gave you a kick-ass sword. Nice. Yeah, I have the great sword. I'm a big Final Fantasy VII guy, so like whenever there's a great sword, I'm like obsessed with it. Again, don't mind the fireworks. Sorry about that if that's like super loud, but yeah, so Swords of Gargantua is another honorable mention. Another one is, we got 2 more honorable mentions left, and one of them is Minecraft. Now, the only reason this game wasn't like in the top 10 was because it's been having some bugs lately, a little bit of issues. But overall, I think what made this really click for me was, again, multiplayer was awesome. Yeah, I like the survival of it. I'm a big exploration guy, and the worlds are like okay to explore here. They're pretty cool, but they're not like the most exciting exploration that I'm into. It's all about the crafting and the multiplayer and the social aspect. The realms and everything make this game really awesome, because there's just these really cool mini games that people make and stuff, and it really makes it awesome. High Ground, you have nobody to play Swords of Gargantua with. Have you tried like just quick join? Like, because I do quick join all the time with that game and always find somebody. Right now it's booming, so it's definitely the time to try that quick join. What is up, Wonder Rob, my dude? Happy New Year to you, Fat Boy Vernon. What's up, man? Yeah, man. We were definitely still waiting on Sony to do some things here, but it'll be cool. I think I have my theories. I think some stuff got delayed. They're really focused on I remember Jim Ryan saying launching a new generation console in the middle of a pandemic is something I never want to have to repeat again. And I don't blame him, man. When they do something, they want to go all out and not be limited. And in my theory right now is that they're just waiting for prices to come down. That all evidence that I have seen is that they would like to make something when the prices come down a little bit and release something affordable. I think price is really what maybe was one of the things holding PSVR back in the beginning. It was really expensive for a lot of people that weren't sure about it yet. It hasn't proven itself yet. They didn't want to spend an arm and a leg for that risk, even though obviously we know it's all worth it. But at the time, what is up, Kyle? Oh, thank you, man. This is Interactive Chat Volume 1. This is the first time doing anything like this. Maybe I'll do more in the future. And just wanted to talk. I got to talk about PSVR. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I play multiplayer games all the time with my mic off sometimes, unless I like have to have it. But I try. So final game that is an honorable mention before we get to the top 10 is Final Assault. Again, I wanted to have a top 20. There was just a couple shy of being able to do that with a list that I felt good about. But this game absolutely could be in the top 10. This was one of the biggest surprises of the year, really, and was such a fun game. I'm a big fan of Command and Conquer, and this Command and Conquer style game, maybe not the as deep as Command and Conquer, building bases and stuff, but it's all about the offense and sending your troops and like attacking and stuff, and then getting power ups and abilities, and sending just all the destruction towards your enemies. And it's badass, man. This game is so much fun, and now it's $10. Like, they really went. I think $30 was too much for this. But there's a VR Grid, shameless plug. But then $10 feels like too. It's not enough. It's like, guys, like, you went too expensive to too cheap. What are you doing? But no, it's great. I think everybody should pick this up. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. It's really fun and really immersive and just awesome, man. Thank you, David Regan. Happy New Year to you. What is up, everybody else coming in? What up, Kill Artist, Carl Parker? Ruled after the update. Sure, still needs probably most fun game play this year. Carl Parker, I'm glad you enjoyed Onslaught. I did not at first. I definitely liked it more after the update that fixed the combat for me. But what is this? It's got my own thing live here. I got a lot of X-Play. I've been watching a lot of X-Play reruns. I love X-Play. I'm such a fan. But okay, so let's go to our number 10. What is up, TY? Happy New Year from the future. What up, PSVR Jack? All my peeps across the pond. Hello. Love you guys. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, so anyways, number 10. Coming in at number 10, we have Crisis Brigade 2. This is my own trailer that I reposted from Twitter. This game is like a light gun arcade game, and was just a lot of fun, man. And I love Time Crisis. I think the first Crisis Brigade was awesome, but the second one really brought the polish, the like graphics and stuff were updated, and it was just a lot of fun. I had a problem with this game being kind of like a blind fire simulator, and it still kind of can be, but they added the shield, and the shield is so much fun. The game uses the moves, the DualShock 4 or the aim controller. I used to like the aim controller, but now I love the moves because you get the sword and shield. You get the shield, the riot shield, and the gun, and it's just so much fun, man. And so at number 10, we have Crisis Brigade 2. Awesome game. Real quick donation from Darth Vader, the Game Cat, with the $4.99 donation, says, Happy New Year. Much love, PSVR Underground. Hope your new year is amazing. Yes, man. I think, this is going to be an interesting year, right? We have a lot waiting for. At the what we're doing later on in this episode is we're going to be taking a look at Hitman. I have been playing. I wish I could say I've been playing games all week long. Honestly, I've been dealing with too much reality and not enough virtual reality this week. But been just working on my house and stuff and been busy. But I have had a chance to play some things. One of them was including Hitman, and we're going to talk about that after we go through the best and the worst. What up, Aceville? Donatello, Toss Me Ninja Slice, Decepticon, oh yeah, Beater Power 666. So good to see you guys. Happy New Year's, everybody. So at number 9, and this is just my personal list, so you can probably swap some of these around. But at number 9, I've got Until You Fall. I think this is another one of those underrated, underappreciated games. I know everybody that plays this absolutely loves this game. Most people do. And this game, this was the year of the sword fighter, right? Like, we wanted sword fighting games, I did anyways, for like so long. And and then we finally got like 6 of them this year. And Until You Fall is really, really good. It's colorful. The music is awesome. The gameplay is great. It's got something different. Each one of these sword fighting games has something kind of different to offer. What up, Sci-Fi Game Cat Henry? X-Play was good. Nice. Yeah, man, I love X-Play. I love Adam Sessler. I got to meet Adam Sessler back in the day when I got to meet him, Greg Miller, Colin Moriarty, a bunch of people at IGN. They were all really nice. I got to meet one of the creators of Jet Moto and stuff. So yeah, Until You Fall at number 9. Excellent game. Welsh Boy Yuk76 says, ever since I got a new PS4, my Move controllers have bad tracking, and I've tried everything. You really, most of the time, you just gotta. It's something setup related, right? It's always gonna be setup related. I know there's occasional bugs and stuff. Hack, what up, man? Yeah, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, great co-hosts and stuff. But yeah. So yeah, always going to be 99% of the time setup related. You just have to figure out some way to get your Move controllers or whatever. Make sure it's on camera and clear and can be visibly seen. There are ways to do this. I've even had games where like dual handing, like two-handed weapons and stuff that I've made work that seem like they should interfere, but it works as long as they're visible. I'm going to try to keep up with as much comments as I can. What up, Gamer Sing Grass? Thank you so much, man. Delirium Drew, my dude. I'm going to try to keep up. Like I said, this is really chill. Really relax. We're going to take it slow and just chat a little bit, have some fun. So, like I said, sword games all offer something different. And at number 8, we have Swordsman VR. This game from Sin Studios came out of nowhere. Sin Studios did not have the best reputation. And some of you might be like, you have this above Until You Fall? And it's like, what? Because I know Until You Fall is more like a polished and says a lot better like game designs in several different ways. But what this game offers to me is kind of like what Gorn was for a lot of people. Gorn, by the way, should have been an honorable mention. I didn't actually put it in here, but it should have been an honorable mention. But with Swordsman, man, I just love the raw physics battle. The like, it just feels like you're actual gladiators, just battling it out. And I know the physics sometimes have bugs, but he usually gets those ironed out pretty fast. But this game is just so much fun to just jump in and just clobber enemies and beat the crap out of each other and stuff. And he's constantly adding these new updates and stuff. New weapons to unlock, all these cool new things that I think are just freaking awesome, man. And got to give a big congrats to Sin Studio for You Can't Beat Santa. Everyone playing, there is a contest right now where you can win a PS5 and some other stuff. The secret that I beat Santa with was a sword and a shield. Equip the big the big shield and just a one-handed sword. And yeah, but I love the physics. I love the realism, and I love how it has some fun as well. And yeah, I can't wait to see what else he does with this game. It's going to be pretty sweet. I'm definitely a big fan of this. Sci-Fi Game Cat Henry says, Until You Fall is a little arcadey in a good way. I agree. It is very much like, and that's the difference, right? That's why I actually put Swordsman above Until You Fall, just barely, because I like how Swordsman had the weight to it, and I think Until You Fall is amazing. It's great, but I have to kind of compare them to each other, and I just really like the physics and the weight and how like everything just feels heavy, and that's really hard to do in VR. That's something that most games haven't figured out yet, and I think Swordsman quite possibly does it better than everyone else. Maybe Golem is the only one that feels a little bit more like weighty, but yeah, I think Swordsman is just a little bit more straightforward as well. All right. So, any word on dismemberment update, says Kill Artist? Nothing yet. I know he's been working on that. Um, but nothing too no release date or anything. But once he adds dismemberment to that game, if he does, that's going to be like a complete game changer too. I want, like I've said a million times before, I'm not like the most I'm not like big into gore and stuff, but I am when it comes to video games, because I think with video games it's just so much fun, man. Snacks Impulse says Brian's interview with the guy from Sin was really interesting. It was really interesting, and I'm glad the direction they're taking. I'm glad they were very, very successful on PSVR this year. I think they had the perfect price, $20, perfect timing, and a lot of stuff. The Doge Master says, is budget cuts worth it? Not for full price. I think $20 is a pretty good price for budget cuts. I think if you want to like get the best deal you can, maybe wait till it's like around 15. Absolutely worth $20, but I feel like it should have been $20 to begin with and then gotten a discount. But that being said, if it's like around $20, you can't. Yeah, I would say absolutely worth it. I really liked budget cuts and stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty good game overall. Not like my first priority that I would say, but definitely a good one. So at number 7, we have Shadow Legend VR. So this game really only the first game Vitruvius made was Mervils, and I'm not the biggest fan of Mervils, because like I don't know, it just wasn't challenging enough. But this game did so many. This coined the term VR as F that Brian likes to say, and I agree. I mean, I was sold the second I saw feeding horses carrots, flipping steaks, playing with a dog. I love dogs. I got my dog here right now. He's terrified of fireworks, sleeping next to me. But I absolutely like adore this game because it does such a mix of so many different things that are just awesome. And yeah, it's only really drawback was that it's only like 4 hours. But man, it's still, talk about games that are worth it. I think this game goes on sale for like $15 all the time. You have to pick this up. Like a lot of developers kind of miss out on some like really immersive features. This game was designed from the ground up with immersion in mind, and just like what can we interact with next in this game, and it does it so well. It's really, really good. The second environment, like there's like this cemetery. As soon as you go to like the other side or whatever, it plops you into this cemetery, and the music is fantastic. The atmosphere is really good, and just all around pretty awesome. So good. Aceville says, I love Shadow Legends. All it needs is swordsman's gameplay and 4 more hours. I agree. The sword combat was kind of a weak spot here, but just the game overall for everything it does was amazing. Donatello with the $9.99 donation says, Merville's money. I already own Merville's, Donatello. Thank you. I don't want to ever play it again. I've tried so many times to play that game, and I just can't. No me gusta. But I agree, though. If Swordsman actually had, like if it was, like, maybe another 3 hours longer at least, I could really play that game for so much longer. And yeah, they actually added some more stuff to that game too before it came to PSVR. So I think it was like 2 hours long, and then they added 2 hours more to it, and then brought it to PSVR. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Highly recommend, especially when it's on sale. What is up, Lethal Weasel VR? What is up, dude? How's it going, Wes? Wes does a podcast I love over on Virtual Strangers. And he's a good dude. Always entertaining to watch. And he sounds like he's from my neck of the woods. He sounds like he's a Southern boy. And I love hearing his voice all the time. That sounds weird. Don't run away. I mean that as a compliment, I swear. Actually, I'm not sure if I've done that. Thanks. I will look into it. Yeah. Yeah. No problem, man. So, wait, no, don't play. I need to turn this autoplay thing off. How do I turn? Where's this autoplay? So we are on to our next game, Shadow Legend. Absolutely awesome. So at number 6, we are on to number 6. We have The Room VR: A Dark Matter. Everybody knows I love puzzle games. It's my favorite genre. You can never take my puzzle games away from me. Okay, that's a joke. You should know that's a joke because I hate puzzle games until VR came around. Once I played Transpose, Zing, The Land Beyond, a couple other games, Static, then I was like, I like these puzzle games in VR. They're interactive. They're tactile. There's lots of character and charm. I clipped that. But yeah, it was funny how I got to announce the award for best puzzle game in VR at the award show. Thank you, Brian, for that. I appreciate it, man. I actually tried to get Polish Ball to do the puzzle games because I wanted to hear him say puzzle. I wanted to hear him say puzzle game, best BSVR puzzle game. I can't do Paul's voice, but I know he would say puzzle, and I would love to hear him say puzzle a bunch. But the Room VR Dark Matter, man, visually stunning. Visually, this game is amazing. Super, like, just amazing special effects. The puzzles were so good and interactive. And I love the atmosphere of this game. The atmosphere was like this dark, creepy, spooky kind of thing going on. And it was just freaking awesome. I cannot recommend this game enough. Another one where I'm like, it could have been cheaper, right? It could have been $15-20 because it's 4 hours and then it's done. And you can't really replay it because you know how to do all the puzzles. So it's a little unfortunate, but what you get here is quality, at least. At least you get tons and tons of quality, which is nice. And I think that amounts to something there. What is up, Marcus Orr? Number 1 worst game. But yeah, so at number 5, we have Pistol Whip. Much like Beat Saber, this game is like you're moving on a track or something, and you're, instead of slicing blocks, you're shooting enemies. It's very heavily inspired by action movies. I love action movies. I love Die Hard. I love Predator. I love Terminator. I love RoboCop. These are all some of my favorite movies. I love John Wick, The Matrix, and this game is heavily inspired by all those action movies. And I think the funny thing about this game is when I first played it, I was like, I wasn't feeling it right away. It says Shadow Legend not top 3. I'm losing my credibility. That's okay. My credibility was gone a long time ago. But what I love about this game is, to me, guys, like, I'm going to change my banner at some point to gameplay is king, because to me, it's all about the gameplay. I love gameplay. I think that's the most important thing. I think there are other things that can take away from that. But this game just has this amazing gameplay to it, where when you're dodging and you're shooting to the rhythm, it makes just for such a cool, badass experience. You feel like a badass. You feel like an action movie guy. And that's a feeling I like to have. That's the same reason I loved, same reason I don't dance like that, by the way, but same reason I loved, hey, Nathy, Blood and Truth, was because I love action movies, and Pistol Whip is a rhythm game action movie rolled into one, and it is freaking sweet. I like how they have the Adam Savage thing here from testing, but so that brings us to number 4. Number 4 is, I mean, I'm sure you can kind of tell because it's kind of showing the thing. I wish I could sneak that by you, but I can't. Number 4, we have Iron Man VR. What up, Tiz? Happy New Year, dude. Thank you guys all for joining, by the way. I really, really appreciate all of you. We're going through the top 10 right now. Then we're going to get to the top 10 worst, the worst 10. that we could possibly find. We're gonna crap all over them, which I don't ever like to do. But you guys asked me for a million times for it, and I'm my allegiance is to you guys, nobody else, not even above Sony, not even above developers. It is you guys first and foremost, and then the bottom 10. Yeah. But and so we're gonna have some fun with that, and I'm gonna get to let off some steam. You guys get 10 angry rants after we're done praising this amazing thing. Then we're gonna cool it off with some Hitman preview stuff that I'll show off. But so number 4 is Marvel's Iron Man VR, because again, the experience, the gameplay of this game was really, really awesome. A couple knocks were some of the graphics in some areas. Some of the I really was disappointed with the story mode gameplay portion, like how it was teleport, and like I don't know if it was click turning or not, but it was teleport only, which I can't stand. I think it kills immersion. I think if you're gonna make a game, you want to make it as crazy and immersive as possible. Now I know this probably worked for a lot of people that do get motion sickness, but I would rather have like options. Like give me the option to teleport, or the option to do full locomotion, smooth turning, to walk around and interact with stuff in the mansion. That's how you're supposed to do it these days. Developers will get caught up eventually. I think every time somebody releases a game, they get yelled at. But yeah, I love the gameplay of this game. Flying around in the suit, being Tony Stark. They just showed the unibeam charge and stuff. The depth and the intricacies of the gameplay here, like holding your arms out, holding your wrist down, doing different gestures and stuff. That is freaking hard to pull off in VR games, especially with light tracking. And I really thought they nailed that. I also really like the story. I like the characters. I liked Ghost, and I liked the two things that Tony Stark created that they're kind of battling it out with. A really, really cool story. I was never a comic book guy or a superhero fan growing up. I hate cheese. I usually don't like cheesy stuff. And superhero movies were always really cheesy, but I came around with the build up to Avengers and stuff. I really, really, liked it. But yeah. So I really enjoyed this game, overall. Just, little things here and there, but, I think overall was a great game. So that brings us to number 3. At number 3, we have Star Wars Squadrons. Now, this game was another dream come true for so many. I know tons of people love Star Wars. I'm a big fan of Star Wars. I'm just not like, I'm sometimes afraid to call myself a fan, because somebody's like, well, then what did Luke do on Endor on episode 3 of the comics? And I'm like, I don't know. But I've been playing Star Wars games my whole life. Back when the NES, the Super Nintendo, I beat the entire trilogy, the Super Star Wars trilogy. I played X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, back in the day on PC. And, this game was amazing. And, it's got the single player. The single player kind of is like more like a tutorial, but then kind of smooths out with some story stuff. And then the multiplayer, the dog fighting, the fleet battles, so much fun. Lots of customization. Looks better on a PS5 because it has dynamic resolution, which is really cool. But I just thought this game, no microtransactions, which is awesome for an EA game. They even added some free DLC later. But, to me, like I said, I think when you make a VR game, my favorite experiences personally are all about what's the craziest thing we can do. I don't want to click, turn, and teleport around in VR. I want to be thrown off a cliff. I want to soar through space in a spaceship and stuff. That's why I play VR. That's the experience I want. And this was one of the games that gave it to me. Fantastic game at number 3 of the year. What up, Scott Jessico? Lethal Weasel says Luke didn't go to Andor in issue 3 of the comics. He went to Hoth. Duh. Exactly. You guys are the ones I'm afraid of. You guys are the ones I never call myself a real Star Wars fan because I'm like, there's always some dude that's like, you're not a fan. Nah, I'm just kidding around, of course. But yeah, Hoth would have been an amazing add-on to this game too. I think one of the few downsides to this game was that there was no surface battles. There was no battles like on planets like Hoth or something. I think that's the only thing this game was missing that would have made it awesome. But $40 for this much content and this quality of content, unheard of. Really, really good stuff there. But Mega Dollar Dog, happy New Year from Ireland. Thank you so much, man. Happy New Year to everybody out there. So glad you guys are hanging out today with me, having some fun. Like I said, PSVR Gamescast Live was canceled, so I wanted to do something fun and celebrate the great games. One of the few good things to come out of this year was the PSVR games because we had a hell of a year this year, and it was really, really good. At number 2, the number 2 rated ranked game for PSVR. This could have been number 1. Honestly, I could have easily put this as number 1 because how special this game is to me, and that is Dreams. This is a weird one because we talk about this one being a little underappreciated, and I totally agree. I think they made a couple mistakes in designing this tool set for people. They limited anything made in the past was not automatically playable in VR. So you're taking a niche game where it's like a toolbox, and then you're putting VR into it, limiting that VR support, which makes it even more niche. And you just they really stumbled with some of the implementation here. That being said, you can make your own VR game any way you want, completely how you want. If you can think of it, you can make it in Dreams. I made a snowboarding game. I made Dream Boarders. And this is a game that is like going to get better and better as time goes on, and it's going to just snowball and just continue to get better. And again uses dynamic resolution, uses like a variable frame rate kind of deal where it just harvests whatever it's using as a host and uses the hardware and lets you create. This is honestly like one of the most revolutionary games I've ever seen in my life. It could have easily been number 1, like I said. This game is very, very special to me, and I think very, very special in general. And yeah, the fact that this game isn't number 1 everywhere, I think is definitely sad. But that being said, I think where it could have maybe enhanced a little bit is the Media Molecule provided content. I think if it had more content created by developers and didn't pretty much completely rely on user created stuff, I think it would have been awesome. Superman 64 VR. Yes, you can make Superman 64 VR in this. Thank you, Professor Lilith. Happy New Year to you. What up, Drew B? Red Faction in VR. Yeah, what up, Slim? But Johnny Mole says, do you think we'll be getting PS4 VR games for the next few years, or do you think no, if anything, we'll get PS4 VR games at most for the next year, year and a half, something like that. But yeah, this, as you can see, the herd is already thinning a little bit. We do get like AAA games, which is nice. So there could be some stuff. I'm definitely aware of some stuff that I can't talk about. That is looking very promising. I wish I could. I cannot. I'm sorry. But there's some badass stuff. That's the beauty of PSVR, man, is you get AAA games stuff. We've got Hitman coming up that we're going to talk about in just a minute. We're gonna talk about Hitman, and that's just something you don't get on other platforms. Resident Evil 7 is another one that comes to mind. But Number 2 is Dreams. Absolutely amazing game and tool set, and just a steal for the price. I think it was originally $40, goes on sale for $20, and is just a revolutionary, like mind-blowing thing. If like, it's hard enough to get VR games you want, but to get something that lets you make VR games is just like, holy shit, man. Like that is just absolutely ridiculous. So, of course, this brings us to the number 1 PSVR game of 2020, and that is none other than The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. This game is really special for several reasons because, first of all, it saved this year. This year was absolute shit until this game came out. Actually, there was a couple good games, but this year was mostly shit until this game came out. And this was one of the few games that was just like, it did everything right. We didn't have to tell them, oh, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? It's immersive. It's interactive. The menu system, you grab stuff all over your body. It works really well. You use two-handed weapons. They work really well. It's just the talent and the talent behind this game, the love behind this game, the effort behind this game. It just has everything. This game is just incredible, man. It had one of the most addicting game loops of scavenging, survival mechanics, stuff like that. It's not too scary for those that don't like horror games. It still causes you some anxiety, some panic attacks and stuff, but mostly it is incredible, man. And I can't say enough good things about this game. Hold on, I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. I just really, really appreciate this game. It's the only game I gave a 10 out of 10 out of all my ratings. I know I haven't reviewed every game, but I still think it would probably be the only 10 out of 10 that I have because it's just so immersive, man. Immersive voice, immersive touch, immersive to the touch. And, I mean, I still think this game got robbed a lot of awards this year. I think from a gameplay perspective, this game does amazing things. TYS, is there going to be a new PSVR for PS5? Yes. They have stated that they want to have a PSVR experience suitable for PS5. I think they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, not going crazy with the, hey, just to have it your way with both. I don't like that strategy of keeping it separate, but I think we'll get something really quality in the end. Regardless, it'll be really, really cool. But yeah, let me make sure I catch up on the, Gamer Chick, Wonder Rob, thank you for pointing out Gamer Chick's become a part of our community. Tiffany's amazing. She's so cool and so down to earth, and we don't get a lot of developers like that. But again, I appreciate this game so much for just what it got right, which is basically everything. I think if I didn't give it a 10 out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 9.8. And the only thing I think that could have been better was maybe the story and the characters could have been a little bit better. But that's it. Like the gameplay, all I want was more. And that's usually a good thing to play a 15-hour game, even the trials and stuff, and then just want more of it. I want a city. I want a dirty city like Raccoon City or something. I want brass knuckles to punch. Lethal Weasel says I want co-op. Co-op would be amazing for this. This game is just absolutely incredible. And this trailer, by the way, hit me in the feels when I first saw it because I was just like, it's so beautiful. Like I was so. This game is where this year turned around and really turned this year around for us and became like literally. I think it's objectively, it's not even my favorite PSVR game. I just think it's the best game. There's a big difference between what my favorite is and what I just believe to be the best. My favorite game, of course, as some of you may know, is Farpoint. That's my favorite game. I wouldn't say it's the best game, but I would say it's my favorite game. Also, another reason I love this trailer, that woman right there, that looks just like my mom. It's pretty funny. That's exactly what she looks like. Shout out to my mom. Love you, Mom. And she loves The Walking Dead. She loves horror movies. She loves zombies. So she thought this game was really cool too, which was great. What up, Sonic the Game Cat? Your Long Shadows. Anybody else wondering here? I got to make sure we were so blessed. David Regan says we were so blessed to have Saints and Sinners. I keep playing the game all the time. It's just incredible. I hope Skydance makes part 2. I do too. We know that Skydance is working on something else with the game. What we don't know, but they did give us hints at after they released, I think the Quest version. They said that they have more stuff on the way. So we'll have to wait and see. But no, Kyle, not the scar. She doesn't have the scar. But yeah, for everyone coming in, thank you for joining. Of course, like I said before, Gamescast was canceled, so we're doing having our own little fun tonight. Maybe do some more of these in the future. We shall see. I could talk about PSVR all day long, and I love it. I love PSVR to death. And I love how it keeps recommending my own stream that I'm streaming right now. Stop doing that. Where's the autoplay? I want to turn that autoplay feature off. I thought it was here somewhere. Oh, is that it? Autoplay is on. There we go. I want to stop going to other things. But yeah. So just to recap, number 10, Crisis Brigade 2. Number 9, Until You Fall. Number 8, Swordsman VR. Number 7, Shadow Legend. Number 6, The Room VR Dark Matter. Number 5, Pistol Whip. Number 4, Marvel's Iron Man VR. Number 3, Star Wars Squadrons. Number 2, Dreams. And number 1, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. All right, man. Well, before we get to the top 10 worst, let's take a look at the chat. What are you guys talking about? Excuse me. All right. I'm surprised the fireworks stopped. Doggo's still here, though. He hates fireworks and lightning and stuff. Professor Lilith with the $5 donation says, thanks for the stream and VR snowboarding. I love snowboarding in real life. I can't do it anymore, really. First of all, I live in Georgia. I used to go up to Colorado in like Aspen and a couple other places and would love to go snowboarding all the time, and just got expensive. And it's not the most convenient thing when you're living in Atlanta. But I'll always love it, and I'll always have a knack for it, which is why I'm always trying to put it, was clamoring for it in a VR game. And I'm really proud of Dreamboarders, man. It's not everything that I wanted just yet, but I got to move on to some other stuff. Hopefully you got to play the very Christmas Dreamboarders Christmas level. You're like grinding on candy canes and stuff like that, like going through gumdrops or whatever it is. Ramping over gingerbread trains and stuff. So I tried to make it just fun, cool and fun and whatever. But fireworks are gunshots. Darkwing Chuck says, who lives in the ghetto or out in the sticks and is playing America's favorite game? Fireworks are gunshots. Man, one dude freaked me out one year. And we were sitting on the porch at my friend's apartment, and this guy comes out, and we were like, what's up, man? And he just looks at us in this really weird way, and we're like, what the hell? And he just holds a pistol up in the air and starts firing in the air. And we're just like, holy shit. We all run back. Like, he shoots and then runs back inside. We run back inside. Yeah, crazy times, man. Crazy times. I always go snowboarding in Colorado. Yeah, the snowboarding out in Colorado is so good. I bet you there's even better spots too, but that's just what I know of. What was this question about? Let's see here. I missed one of the questions. I'm going to pull up my phone. So if you guys are ready, it is time to get to, whoops, that's the wrong video. We're going to do the top 10 worst games of 2020. Oh man, we are going to crap all over some games here. These, again, just my opinion. I apologize to any developers. Hopefully you're not watching this. But you know, I apologize for nothing, because the game brought me misery and terror, and I didn't appreciate it having to play it. I appreciate all developers. Okay. I appreciate all of you. I didn't play Party Pumper. Kyle Necht, what up, dude? Nice. Alakazam with a $5 donation. Alakazam says, love the show. Just got PSVR not too long ago. I really just got PS5 for VR. I have Oculus as well. Now that I have Starlink, I can game from Wyoming. That's the best of both worlds, man. If you have all the headsets and all the consoles and everything, I've been playing so much different things lately, and just I feel like I'm in gaming heaven, man, because I've just got and very fortunate to have access to all these things. And yeah, we're definitely going to talk about some Hitman, which I've been playing lately too. Lethal Weasel says, "Good dog, bad dog." We shall see. We shall see where that comes. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, the top 10 worst games of 2020. I absolutely hated these games. I don't think a lot of these maybe deserve. At the end of the day, most games are like at worst average. Like everybody puts a lot of thought, a lot of effort, a lot of time and money into PSVR games. But I like to be brutally honest. I think that's where we formed this amazing community, is by being honest with our reviews. I've been offered money to promote games before, and I'm like, nope. No, me, Brian, Dave have all rejected any payments, even for really, really good games that we loved. We've all rejected payments for stuff that, to them, it's just like we save money for business, for influencers, for stuff like that. That's part of the game to them. But to us, that's not why we're here. We're here because we love being honest, and we just love the games as is. And that's how we have fun. So, all right. So at number 10, worst game, which actually isn't the worst game ever. But I just really hated this game. And I'm so sorry, because I think it was good years ago. Number 10 worst game is Form by Charm Games. I'm so sorry. I love these developers a lot. I think they're awesome, and I feel really bad. This game, I don't even know where to begin. I feel like this game visually was fine. The setting, atmosphere was fine. The puzzles, I compare these puzzles to, have you ever been to the doctor's office, like waiting room, and they have like that wiry loop thing where you push the block from one side to the other. And that's like what the difficulty of the puzzles here was like, take this square and place it into the empty square and stuff like that. And it was just like, what made me appreciate Transpose and Red Matter was, number one, it didn't feel like I was doing a puzzle. It felt like I was doing something in the world that was interactive, that I was playing like a story, and it felt like I was doing something for a reason. This is just straight up puzzles, and they're so bad. They're the easiest puzzles in the world. I think visually, this game was great. Visually, it was fine. I think if you were, what up, DJ? I think if you were, if you were new to VR or something, I think it could be pretty cool, but it was also really expensive. I just, the puzzles were too easy, and it was just really, really bad. I was not a fan of this game. Let's see. What is Wonder Rob said here? Well, I am starting with the idea characters would be my best computer. But yeah, Form, number 10, worst PSVR game of the year. Not like really that bad of a game, just bad puzzles. Like visually awesome showcase. At number 9. At number 9, and this should have some of us worried about some game in the future. Atex Cybernetic. This game looks so cool, looks visually awesome in the trailer. It looked really fun, action-packed, kind of looked like Doom. And we heard great things on the PC side. This is made by Xreal devs. Xreal, I think they're called. But this was just gross. Like it looks bad. It looks janky. There's so much popping. It's like really blurry. In a lot of places, and like, the ragdoll, like one of the cool selling points on this game was like the awesome ragdoll effects where you hit somebody and they go flying, and no, you hit them and they literally just freaking disappear. And so they had to make a lot of sacrifices bringing this game to PSVR. Too many sacrifices. This game was just not good. I wanted to like it. I still think it's like some dumb fun, but it is just a total jank fest, and it honestly has me a little bit worried about Zero Caliber. I hope that they haven't released Zero Caliber yet because they don't want to repeat the same mistake that they did with this one, where they just kind of pushed it out. Because this game was so bad, was not very good at all. Lots of promise, great premise and everything, but just really, really bad. At number 8, we are at number 8. This one might make some people mad. I did not like this game one bit, and that is Down the Rabbit Hole. Oh God. Like, I could see this game being okay, like, on another platform, but this uses DualShock only. And, again, the puzzles were super easy. The story was super boring and just not a good take. I'm a big fan of American McGee's Alice. And this just was like the most generic Alice story I've ever seen. And I know some people might like this game, but for me, just really too easy. The tracking was terrible. Anything with the DualShock that makes you kind of have to turn left and right or reach around and grab something with the DualShock, where it's like totally not designed with PSVR in mind. And so just not a great port. Lethal Weasel says, yeah, I like this game in Oculus. Yeah, I could see this being decent in Oculus. But overall, even if you get past the horrible tracking, just the game itself was, I thought, just kind of generic and like didn't like the story, didn't like the puzzles, didn't really there was that one place right here. This place here was like the upside down world or something. You literally flip upside down. This was the only level in the entire game that I liked. It was also like 2 hours long, an hour long, 2 hours long, something like that, and it wasn't very good. But this area I did like a lot. Is that the NES rookie? I love NES, if that's what your name is. Or it's Theens rookie. But he says Down the Hole is worth it. Down the Rabbit Hole is worth it for like $5 to $10 in my $5, $10. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that's how much it was though. I think it was like $25, and that's just no. I was not a fan of this game. Horrible tracking design, just not designed for PSVR, and it showed. Oh great, here's another one. All right, so that was number 7. I'm sorry, that was number 8. For number 7. I'll bring up my own review here. We have Space Ribbon Slipstream to the Extreme. Good God, man. Third person. I really wish this was first person. Third person only racing. It would be awesome in first person. And I think it was a huge miss making it third person. I'm not completely against third person games, but this game just got really grindy and was just just not very good. At least it was like $6, $7. I could think of worse, but it was just so tedious. I really got tired of it really fast. And I even emailed them, and I think I'm like the only person that has a review on this game. What did I give it? I gave it a 5 out of 10. You know how hard it is to get a 5 out of 10 for me? It is freaking hard. And to me, that is like really bad. I probably need to adjust that some. But yeah, I liked how weird this game was, and I actually liked some of the gameplay. But then, like, before I could really appreciate it, I was just sick of it, and I was done with it, and didn't want any more. Yeah, game is garbage, even for $6. Glad I was able to help save you guys some money. That's what it's all about, man. Like, we really want to help you save money. Of course, opinions are always different, right? So we got to do our best here. But I can the AI just always knocking you off the track. You can see here, like, just constantly you'll just be racing, and like when you put it on the harder difficulty, something will just clip you, and you just go flying. Look, just out of nowhere would just knock you off the track, and it's just like, what? I'm even shaking my head in VR. Man. All right, so that is number 7. Slipstream Space Ribbons, Slipstream to the Extreme. I even said in my room, I was like, I don't know why they chose that name. Like, it's such a bad name. You really got to sell yourself in VR, like for VR games. You don't want anything, and to have such an obscure name like that, like, I don't know. All right, so number 6 now would be Throw Anything VR. I don't want to see this dude play it. I want to see. I'll go to Brian's review. Throw Anything VR. This game came out. God, these are so frustrating. I can't wait to talk about these and get through these so I never have to talk about these again. But again, people wanted to hear what the worst games, in my opinion, what the worst games were. Throw Anything had potential. It had potential. It was charming. It was cute. It was fun. It was challenging. It had a lot going for it. But first of all, it was like $18, and it's like 2 hours, 3 hours long, something like that. It was way too expensive. And when it came out, there was no turn buttons. So like you, again, poorly, like just an awful port for a game that wants you to physically turn around and block your move control. Like you literally block your move controllers when you turn around from the camera, and it just doesn't work. And then, so we all complained about it. He eventually did fix that, which was great. I tried to give this, what up, Nick Gamecat? How and Phillips Games Dev. Eric Passetti, what's up, dude? Oh, congrats on your PS5, dude. Hell yeah, I've been loving it. Virtual Slayer Cat, what's up, dude? Wish I had some metal music playing in the background, but yeah, this game just like it had so much potential. So I muscled through the little things, and I was like, I think I can appreciate this game to some degree. I get to the final boss, it blue screens. I'm like, okay, I'll try it again. Get to the final boss, I beat the final boss, and then it blue screens. And then I get back to the boss again, and it blue screens. I can't get past the final boss because it blue screens. And I was like, F this game, man. This game sucks. I wanted to like this game. I wanted to give it a chance, even for all of its shortcomings. And then it just freaking breaks and blue screens and doesn't work. He did add a turn button later on, but no, still not good. Hey, Home Sweet Home, I will forgive. There's at least a way around that. And it's overall a damn good game. So, yeah, like I said, I can forgive some mistakes sometimes, but this like literally barely had enough going for it. And then that happened on top of it. It was the straw that broke the camel's back, as they say. All right. At number 5, that was number 6. At number 5, we have, Wands. This is another Cortopia game. I'm sorry, Cortopia, but I do not like your games one bit. I do not like your games, and I hate to say that because I like developers. It's nothing against you personal. It's your games. 1v1 node teleportation, node teleport only. 1v1 and like. Ugh, just really bad. Like we really need some more multiplayer games that have a lot more going on for it, and yeah, just not fun, not good. It's like supposed to be like some Harry Potter simulator thing. Durbin Brown says I had a lot of fun on Wands for Quest. I don't know what to tell you, man. Just not my game. Like I hate this game. I really hate this game. And I know, again, these are all just my opinion. It doesn't mean I'm right or you're wrong. It's just opinions. But I just think 1v1 is bad. It's the reason I didn't like the Farpoint PvP. We'll go to that guy as well review here. Let's make sure we give him a thumbs up because that guy as well VR is awesome. But yeah, this game is just not for me. Not good old gaming goodness. more like experimental VR stuff is how I think about this game. Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying the rants, Virtual Slayer Cat. This is bringing me misery just thinking about all these games I hate so much again. I should have been giving these a number rating along with it, but that's okay. I've got ratings on my Patreon. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters. You guys really saved my ass this year a few times. You have no idea. But Nihilist Ryan with the game feline with the $5 donation says, thank you for trucking on. AJ, Thursdays just aren't the same without you guys. I know, man. I miss Brian. I miss Dave right now. It's killing me too, but I know both of them are a little under the weather right now, and they trust me when I say they really, really wanted to. They just couldn't. We canceled it at the last second because they just couldn't, man. And they need to rest. They need to heal up. We need to hit. We got a lot of stuff coming January, as soon as January, and it's going to be ridiculous. So we need them full energy, fully healed, fully rested. So little impromptu stream here. I usually, like I said, like to be the disembodied voice that's like, get hyped for this PSVR game. But I was like, screw it. The show must go on. Wonder Rob with the $5 donation says, the super chatter gets to interrupt the conversation with my message. AJ and Game Cats. I'm lucky and glad we are friends. And ghost monkey poop. Ghost emoji, monkey emoji, poop emoji. I love you too, Wonder Rob. Thank you so much. You guys are all amazing, man. And the support from the beginning for this whole channel has been amazing. And I love you guys for it, man. It's the reason why I've kept going and really just because it's honestly pulled me out of a dark place too a couple of years ago. So I owe a lot to you guys. You guys owe me nothing. But thank you just for everything. So that brings us to number 4 worst PSVR game of 2020, and that is Spuds Unearthed VR. God. Oh, man. So this was another game that had potential. It was like I was hoping that this would be good, and it was not. It was so boring. Like, I like the concept of it. It has this like kind of Worms feel to it. I actually liked it for a bit, but it's so buggy and broken and boring. And I was like, like I really wanted to like this game. I think it's creative and cool. There's that Captain Toonhead that's coming out that hopefully is a lot better than this. Hopefully they can learn from something here. But yeah, this game was just really bad. What did Ryan from the VR Grid give it? He gave it a 5 out of 10, mediocre. That's good. Good grid. Love you, Grid. But yeah, this game was just so boring, so bad. I wanted to like it and just couldn't. Professor Lilith says, did either of those weird Japanese games where you watch a girl slowly solve puzzles come out this year? I think that was last year. I know which games you're talking about. Last Labyrinth and something Star, something I don't remember. But all those games are really bad, and stay away from them. I don't know what they're thinking. It makes me go crazy to think that like when VR developers are making VR games, their first thought is what do we avoid? Like how do we keep this as non-VR as possible? And it's like, why are you making a VR game? Like, make a VR game. Like, again, I want to be thrown off a cliff. I want to do these crazy things that, and that's just me. Like, there's other things you can do that doesn't involve some extreme rush, like, kind of stuff. But strapping yourself to a chair in a VR game, like, that is like why would you make a VR game where you strap yourself into a chair like that? You want to be comfortable. You want to be fun. You want to be fluid. And the fact that they design these games kind of scared to do stuff, it's like, no, then you shouldn't be making. If you're afraid to make something fun, then you shouldn't make a VR game. I think there's a balance of sometimes combining like flat games and VR games and like, combining those characteristics together. But some of those are just yikes. Gamer Chick 13 in the house. Hello. Thank you. David Moore, Happy New Year's. So good to see the rest of you guys jumping in. Let's see. Somebody asked me a question about Phillips Games Dev asked, do you think Oculus could gain more of the VR market if Sony doesn't give news? I think Oculus is already kind of taking over in some degree, but having played both, I can honestly say that they do offer something different. So I really don't think if you see somebody that's playing Oculus saying PSVR is dead or PSVR sucks, they're morons, because there's not that much of a difference between them, except Oculus has newer, sleeker hardware. I don't like the way the controllers feel as much as the moves, even though they have joysticks. The tracking is better and stuff. The resolution is better, but you also don't get AAA games like you do on PSVR. And I love the way the moves feel versus the Quest controllers feel like you're holding guns. Like they feel like guns in your hands, and they don't feel like the move controllers feel like an extension of your hands. So I think both are great. I think both are awesome, and you really should treat yourself to both if you can. If not, then I don't know what to say, but I think they're both awesome. I think they both deserve some attention, and I think they're a lot of fun. The rising tide lifts all boats, right, Steve Irie? I think both have something awesome to offer, and you don't want them to cancel each other out. Everybody from Quest side saying PSVR sucks, needs to shut the hell up because they're wrong, and they're probably just like repeating stuff they hear in school from kids that probably haven't played anything and just assuming things. And then on our side, we have to be supportive of the Quest as well, because it's newer, and yeah, we are waiting for Sony to make an announcement on PSVR 2. I think it's in the works. We just got to be patient, man. It's in the works. We've got Hitman coming out next month, which we're going to talk about Hitman preview pretty soon, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, hold on. Well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm excited about Hitman, though. Let's put it that way. But yeah, man. Well, I think so. Snack Impulse says Quest will get people hungry for deeper VR, and hopefully Sony will deliver. Right. VR is still growing as a whole, and I think Sony pushed really hard with VR. We saw that last year with the first State of Play, and I think they've always kind of fumbled the marketing on it. And look at the backlash they got. That backlash wasn't just about VR. That backlash was also about getting rid of no longer doing the PlayStation Experience, which was a really cool thing, and no longer doing E3. And so this was supposed to replace it. And they did a Nintendo Direct style thing, and they really screwed it up. I think they had a lot of the right ideas and stuff. I think just the timing and the way they did everything, they really, really messed it up. You can thank all the people that did the backlash, that put it into Sony's head, that people aren't ready for VR. You can thank those people and everyone else for there not being another PSVR 2 at this moment. But even before COVID, which hit this year, they were saying there's not going to be a PSVR 2 at launch. We have to focus on making PS5s first. And that's what they're doing. So it sucks to be kind of that they're in the dark, but we will get something awesome when the time comes. I do hope, like you guys, that it's sooner than later, because we've only got unless there's more stuff coming out, which there probably is, that is unannounced so far. But we will get more news soon, and when we do, it'll be awesome, man. We just got to be patient. Like I said, you gotta expand your horizons. Maybe if we give it a couple months and Sony isn't doing what they're not announcing anything, they're not delivering good enough games for you. Maybe expand your horizons to a Quest. Maybe expand your horizons to a PC VR or a flat or just PS5, like flat gaming. I'm playing everything I can possibly get my hands on right now, and I am loving life. I promise you. Do not confine yourself. Do not restrict your options, because you're holding it. You're missing a lot of great experiences if you're not experiencing everything, all the best that gaming has to offer right now, which is amazing. But yeah. So where were we? So thank you for the question. Like I said, this is definitely a more laid back thing here. I still need to complete a ton of games I already own. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have a bunch of backlogs. Shemuso says they have to sell PS5s first. That is correct. Unless they do a standalone, but I don't think they're going to do a standalone. It would be neat. It would be neat. But I would rather have something that harvests the power of PS5. From what I've heard, guys, that they're waiting for the parts to get cheaper, that everything is really expensive right now. Anybody in the IT industry knows right now that getting components, getting parts is super hard and super expensive right now. And that's going to drive the cost up. I don't think they're going to release a PSVR 2 if it's going to be like $500, $600. Because they know people aren't going to buy that. So they're probably going to wait as long as they can for the prices of everything to go down so they can release a cheaper product. But they need to hurry up. The biggest problem I have with Sony right now, besides some of the poor backwards compatibility implementation into the PS5, I would have wanted more for sure. The biggest problem I have, the biggest worry I have is developers. I don't like the thought of developers left hanging, and not having a platform to release their games on. It's the developers out there that I worry for the most. They have to have a platform to release stuff on. All right. Virtual Slayer Cat says I'd pay $500. I would too. I think one thing that Sony did get wrong is that I would have bought a PS5 and a PSVR 2 at the same time. I absolutely would have. I don't know how I'd cobble together the money, but I would do it. I would sell Brian on the streets. And it'd sell Brian and Dave on the streets, 2-for-1 special, and I'd make that money to make a PS5, to get a PS5 and a PSVR 2. Oh man! All right, so Happy New Year to everybody. Let's get back to trashing these games and having some fun here. At number 3, the number 3 worst PSVR game is from 2020, of course. I have 6.7 thousand views on this. Are you kidding me? 6,700 views on this video for Coaster VR. Oh, I must have been the only person that had a video on this. Coaster VR is like, at least it was kind of cheap, but this is just so bad. Like, this is flat background. Who would make more money as a Brian or Dave? I don't know. I can't answer that. This game was just really bad, man. The whole experience, the whole game lasts about 15 minutes. And it's just terrible, man. It is so bad, and it's underwhelming. You pretty much have a better experience in Dreams. When I was streaming this, somebody did say, they were like, oh God, so many loading screens too. When I was streaming this, somebody did say, like, I can't wait for Dreams. And yeah, the truth is you can make something 1,000,000 times better in Dreams than this. This was really, really bad. Just absolutely god awful. Don't recommend it for any price. And I don't know what happened with this game. But, surprisingly, roller coasters are not very good. We need more roller coaster games. I don't like Rush of Blood is the best roller coaster, rail shooter, horror, like one of the best horror games. I don't know why a launch game did it so well and then it just dropped off a cliff after that. Although Supermassive did kind of drop off a cliff too. But David Moore with the $4.99 donation, thank you so much. Is this the list that we should suggest for Saturday? Please no. Saturday night live streams. You guys have been amazing. I love you guys. You're always requesting really fun games, really good games, except for J Meow and Rypop, who request me the most awful things ever. And then there's, of course, Dread Halls, which I still can't get over that game. It kills me. I hope you're not taking notes from this list because I don't want to ever mention these games again. This was like the big bang that I was sending these games off with for 2020, and I'm like, never play these. These are so bad. Avoid. But thank you for the donation. What do we got here? Oh, this is too funny, man. Let's see. Okay, just making sure. So, at number 2, we are almost done with this list. At number 2, the number 2 worst game of 2020 is Vigilante Ranger. Let's go to my review. This was like one of my first reviews I did of the year. $9.99, January 28th. God, this game. God, all these games make me so sick to mention their name. Man, I don't like. I thought I would enjoy doing a top 10 worst list or bottom 10. I am not enjoying this because I just say these games and I'm just like, but yeah, this game is like, it's like a wave shooter, tower defense, but it's literally all it is. What you see on the screen right now, that's what this game is. That is the entirety of this game. You just swap between a couple spots. You shoot some really slow, stupid robots walking towards the end, and that's it. That's the entire game. It was impressive that it had a couple different environments. No, there was nothing impressive about this game. I think this is my lowest scored game that I've ever given a review to. But what up, Julia? Yes, much worse than Fruit Ninja. Fruit Ninja at least is polished. This was just bad. This was like the most boring, repetitive game one of the most boring, repetitive games I've ever played in my life. And it's shocking that it actually had like some depth and variety to it, not much, because it's literally, again, you see it still. You're just flipping to spots. Oh yeah, that was great. Some of the spots they put you in, like the walls are clipping through the gun. Like it was just such a mess. This game is like Saturday play some Assembly. I tried playing Assembly, man. So many cats swear by the Assembly. Brian swears by that game. I just can't do it. It's so boring. It looks fine, but it's so boring to me. It's too realistic. I want to be shot out of a cannon into space. I don't want to walk around a science lab looking through documents, which is what the Assembly looks like to me. And solving puzzles. Guyson says, wasn't this an Oculus Go game? I have no idea. I never had an Oculus Go, never used one. What up, PSVR? Zest, my dude. Don't remember when this is coming out. Yeah, you did get lucky if this didn't come out. Mako says, can you play Arc Park Saturday? I'd rather not. Let's see. What did I say here? No strategy, boring gameplay, lacks polish, gaze-based movement, poor node placement, blocked vision, weapon looks way out of place. Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you try to aim around, the weapon like curves up. It's really bad. Severely limited features, only supports one move controller. I said, okay soundtrack. Aim feels accurate. Not aim controller, but aim like where I point is pointing. There is an upgrade system, and it has, I couldn't think of any other positives, like mechs and robots. 3 out of 10. That is the lowest score I've rated any game ever. And I haven't rated every PSVR game, so maybe that's not fair. But finally, that brings us to, ladies and gentlemen, the number one the number one worst PSVR game ever. Of 2020. The worst PSVR game of 2020, ladies and gentlemen, is Good Dog, Bad Dog. This game made me want Baby Hands. Where is Baby Hands? How come Baby Hands never came out and we got Good Dog, Bad Dog instead? I want Baby Hands now because I feel like we need some redemption. Man, I just, it is just, this game was so terrible. It's the rounds, it lasts about 15 minutes per like run. And this game is just, this Gamer Chick says, don't you have a dog, AJ? I would think this would, I love my dog. My dog is right here sleeping next to me. I love dogs to death. This game is absolutely awful. And they try to like set you up in this because they're like, he shows like a picture of his dog that passed away in the beginning, and it like makes you feel really bad and you like want to sympathize. But then I played it and I'm like, this is god awful. Like, I don't care. You can try to Sarah McLachlan your way out of this all you want, but it's not going to work because this game is awful. Oh yeah. $25, by the way. This game is $2, $3 at best. And you want to charge $25 for this game. You want to charge as much as Until You Fall, as much as so many other more deserving games, not knowing your market. I don't even know who would buy this game. Greatness does not await, Sony. Greatness does not await. I love that slogan. I'm going to miss that slogan. But this was freaking terrible. Absolutely awful, man. Just, the gameplay is bad. The immersion is bad. The character models are bad. Everything is just, it's so boring. And it's just a bad concept. I mean, look at this. Like, does this really look fun to anybody? No, because it's not. And it sucks. And it's the number one worst PSVR game of 2020. There you have it. So just to recap, the 10, we already did the top 10 best games of 2020. Top 10 worst games are number 10, Form. Number 9, ATEC Cybernetic. Number 8, Down the Rabbit Hole. Number 7, Space Ribbon, Slipstream to the Extreme. Number 6, Throw Anything. Number 5, Wands. Number 4, Spuds Unearthed. Number 3, Coaster. Number 2, Vigilante Ranger. And number 1, Good Dog, Bad Dog. Bad Dog. Bad. Bad. I like how Brian said, I think he did his sale thing, and he yeah, never mind. He trashed this game too in his like sale video. It was pretty funny. Bat Chicken, down the rabbit hole and Wands. Again, just my opinion, guys. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. I just freaking hated these games. Okay, I look for several different things. Like, I don't know, I'm pretty lenient too. Like, I'm not that harsh on games most of the time. A lot of people have told me that I like too many games, that I'm too forgiving. And yeah, you see, it's not always the case. Like, I try to be nice, but you guys asked for this, and so I had to deliver and totally bash some games here. But all right, so what up, Brian? Good to see you, man. Let's see, what do we got in the chat before we move on? Oh, Underground Game Cat Elite Name Squad in the house. What's up, dude? Just wait till Good Dog, Bad Dog 2. Yeah, then they'll show me, right? They'll show me with that Good Dog, Bad Dog sequel. Oh man, yeah, the characters in that game too, they go it's like the thing old Nintendo games used to do that I used to hate. Like, I loved Okami. Okami was such a great game. But when you click on the characters and they're like, and it's got like the text, what they're saying, it's like, why do you even make these annoying ass noises in Nintendo? Stop it. Ooh, Decepticon says, should I get Hotel R&R or Operencia? I feel like you would like, unless you like really love classic dungeon crawling RPGs that are like insanely difficult. And when I say difficult, it's really difficult in terms of like constantly having you think. Like, it's like an assault on your brain. Operencia is, and I think Hotel R&R, since it's like living the life of a rock star and like trashing hotel rooms and venues and stuff, I think you being a music dude, Decepticon, you would really appreciate that. It's certainly what I did. Shen Muso with the £5 donation says your positivity is always a tonic. Happy New Year, dude. Happy New Year to you too, man. Thank you so much, man. Love you guys. You guys are really the greatest people I've ever known in my life. It's amazing, man. Gaming Legends with the $4.99 donation says Happy New Year. Happy New Year's to you. Good to see you, dude. Glad to see some old faces in here. I play, Nihilist Ryan, the game feline, says, I play in a metal band, but I still loved Operencia more. Fair enough. I think so too, man. I mean, I love me some heavy metal. You know, I'm known for liking heavy metal. And, I mean, am I? I don't know. But yeah, I loved Operencia. That game is pretty metal. Let me put it that way. Like it is just a hardcore strategy game, a lot of fun, and just constantly melted my mind with just like difficulty. But I love how it has like a point system where you can like constantly refresh, respec your characters to like fight in different battles. You can equip. One thing I have to have in RPGs is like elemental stuff, like a woodland. Like a tree monster needs to be weak to fire, and a fire monster needs to be weak to water, and it has stuff like that. I love that element. I love elemental stuff in games like that, especially RPGs. I think it's really, really cool. Operencia is absolutely fantastic. I guess if are they both on sale right now? It depends on the prices. I'll have to get Operencia being $15, that is pretty hard to pass up on. Bat Chicken says, "Do you like Apex Construct? I'm playing through it right now and loving it." Oh, I do like Apex Construct. I like it. I think the world is fantastic. The graphics, the world, the storytelling, like the characters, the voice acting. Even just the basic bow mechanics. What I didn't like about Apex Construct was that there's like 3 enemy types the entire game, and really a lack of action. Like I think the pacing was a little off, and I think it was a little bit clunky and frustrating at times. But I still can't believe that game came out in like 2017, 28. I think maybe it was 2018. I can't believe that game came out in 2018 because for an indie team, it still feels ahead of its time. And I'm really excited about Wraith. I cannot wait for Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife. That should be really good. But yeah, I like Apex Construct. I don't love it. I got a little bored from it. But I think it's a very quality game. And I'm sure if I went back and restarted from the beginning, I'd probably be like, this is amazing. We're just spoiled sometimes. But metal music recommendation from Smack Impulse. Ginger, Jinjer. I would recommend them. My buddy Joe Mojo at Angel Crypt. Angel Crypt is very good. And Gojira. Gojira is fantastic. But yeah, Ginger is kind of like one of the newer metal bands that I absolutely love. Jinjer. They are amazing. Nick the Game Cat House says, "I'm sure Brian would want to know why you like Espire 1 so much." So obviously Espire 1 was the first game that I ever, I think, like raged on stream on Gamescast and stuff. It had a horrible launch. It was really terrible. It was god awful, in fact. And it was it had high expectations. It kind of Bravo teamed the situation. Fear Factory is good. But after all the updates, I don't know. I'd probably say the story is probably still really weak, but I love the challenges in the updates. The challenges are amazing, I think, in Espire 1 and after the updates. And yeah, man, I really like that game. I love the stealth challenges, and I love the where you walk up behind somebody and you go freeze, and I love that. I mean, I've got tons of gameplay from it recently, and it's just amazing, man. And I really had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, Amon Amarth, Death and Fire. I love Death and Fire. But yeah, Angel Crypt, Joe Mojo's band sounds like a lot like Amon Amarth. But yeah, I really like Espire 1. I think $11.99, you should definitely pick it up. I think maybe it sucks because I've already beaten the game, so I'm just going back and playing challenges. So I think maybe some people's experience might be different, but I think you give it some time and just play the challenges, and I think you will like it too. After all the updates, I love Espire 1 now. That's why even though I get kind of like backed into a corner on it, I will never stand down from that because I think the game has come a long way and will be awesome. Mako says we'll need to wait for a sale on Zing. Zing is absolutely one of my favorite Absolutely one of my favorite puzzle games ever of all time. One of my favorite PSVR games. At some point, I'm going to make like a personal list, a top 20, top 30, something of just my personal top 20 stuff. And I think that'd be a lot of fun. Zing would absolutely be in there. Nihilist Ryan says, if you're more extreme, try cattle decapitation. Well, I've seen cattle decapitation live, and yeah, they were bonkers. I went to the Summer Slaughterfest tour a couple times, and it was wild. Necrophagist was there, and they were like, we are sorry. Our other guitarist had problem with passport, so we play without him. And then it's like, roll. Like, it was great. All right, so I didn't even know who. I don't even know who was, but yeah, all three of us should do a top 20. You say maybe we will. We're definitely working on some things. All right, so we got through the top 10 best and the top 10 worst. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about Hitman VR. I'm going to throw some gameplay up here for my first impressions. This is one of the latest games that's going to be coming out soon. Let me get rid of, is that the one? Nope. That's the, which one is, holy crap, there's so many windows here. There we go. So this is some of my gameplay. These are my first impressions of Hitman. And just want to tell you what I've basically learned so far. So I've been actually enjoying playing this game quite a bit, and just want to tell you what to expect. Of course, the one coming out is the threequel. It is Hitman 3 that's coming out, and I've been having a lot of fun with this game. It's really easy to explain. It's very straightforward. There is a story and stuff like you see here. You're basically hired as a hitman by this woman, by this secret organization, and they see something in you, and so they want to put you to the test. You go perform some tests for them. They say, okay, this is the one. And you're basically just this like normal dude that just happens to be like the ultimate killing machine. And like what I like about it is that they place you into this environment. I'll go ahead and skip forward to that. They place you into an environment. These are this was the first time I ever played it, so I might be making some mistakes and stuff in the background here in the gameplay. Just don't mind it. But essentially, there's a sandbox environment. There's tons of levels. It's not as linear as like a story-driven campaign as I thought it was going to be. It's very much just, here's a location with tons and tons of people around, and as you can see, like I'm dressing up, like I sneak around, I knock this guy out, I take his disguise, and then you basically are given a target to you have to eliminate the target, and then you also have to escape. So what I like about this game is if you just run in guns blazing and try to take out an entire small town of people, they're going to kill you. They're going to destroy you. And I like that. I like that you can't just run in and kill everybody. Now there are some ways you could do it. For example, you get stuff like C4. You could just blow everybody up. But the idea is to kill the targets and then escape. And the cool thing that though in the way that it works is you basically there's so many different ways to do this. You can do it in any way you want. You get to choose, and that is the game loop. You replay the same level a bunch of times if you want to, and you get different challenges for completing it different ways, and it's pretty fun. It's really fun and addicting. To one time poison the target, to one time blow the target up with C4, to distract security guards with coins, to sneak on board something as a security guard. You get challenges for this, so it adds tons of replay value to each environment. That is really cool. Real quick, Sasha Duez Ceviche with the one donation. Thank you so much for the donation. What is up, Will? Thank you guys. But yeah, and I've just been really, really enjoying this game because I love the gameplay. The gameplay is a lot of fun. I do think we've had this discussion about them just doing DualShock 4 support. I would absolutely want Move controller support for this, but The only way I could see the reason they didn't do that is if they had some kind of limitation here, and just couldn't. I'd have to imagine that they really tried to, but I think that's my only worry, right? My only worry. Oh, I love how this guy that I'm stuffing. I love how this dude looks like Mike from VR Oasis. I love this, man. I'm sorry. I shoved Mike from Oasis into the locker like 100 times. His body, his corpse. See what you got to see as soon as he throws that up again. It's amazing. I felt so bad. I was like, oh, it's Mike. Welcome to the Oasis. And get it. Well, actually, I accidentally walked into the locker there. I really almost streamed this game. I wanted to stream it because I was having so much fun with it. Look, it's Mike. Yeah, it looks just like him. It's crazy. It's crazy how that looks like him. You guys have seen VR Oasis, right? It looks exactly like him. I shoved him into the locker like a million times. But anyways, the easiest way is to really disguise yourself, and then you use that disguise to infiltrate a new layer of security, and then you wait for somebody. You have to. The AI in this game is very smart and very alive. You get caught doing certain things easily in this. You can't just always see. It's got like an enforcer with this dot over his head, and like you're wearing his crew, and he's going to notice you that you're not part of his crew, that he's never seen you before. So like you either have to find a different disguise or you just have to book it past him to where he doesn't see you and sneak around. But there's so many awesome mechanics to this game, and there's so much freedom to each level that I think was really awesome. You also have this view where you hold a button and it shows you where your target is. And there is some guidance in this game, but man, I'm definitely having a lot of fun with this. I want to replay these games. There's my target right there. And I don't know if I took them out on this gameplay. But here, like I walk into a kitchen, I grab a wrench, and here I'm still disguised as this guy, and I hit him with the wrench and knock him out. And then I take his chef design, or his whatever. Let's see. And then I stuff him into a fridge, and he'll remain there for the remainder. He'll stay there for the remainder of the level. But what is up, 9 Lives? What is up, Triangulator, my dude? But let's see. So is this completely brand new Hitman? So that's the interesting part, because some of this game at first I was like, how is this going to work in VR? Because this does not seem designed for VR, and it wasn't. So clearly the third game was probably going to have some different gameplay elements. And you can access locations. This is Hitman 1. You can access locations from Hitman 1 and 2 if you have them through Hitman 3 in VR. So what it's probably going to do is take the redesigned gameplay that's in Hitman 3 and then let you play these locations in from 1 and 2 with that same design from 3. So it's not like it's probably not going to be the complete 1 and 2 game, but it will let you play the locations. And that's, so far, there is a story to follow, but so far the majority of this has been just about going to these environments, taking out the target, and replaying them in several different ways. And it's just a lot of fun, man. And I don't know how this game is going to turn out, to be honest with you. It could either be really good or it could be like blurry and awful clunky DualShock controls. I'm pretty optimistic though. I have a feeling it should turn out well. I'm hoping it turns out well. Here I'm trying to pose as a bartender as a cop. It's not working because I have to be dressed as a bartender. But yeah, I think stealth in VR is absolutely amazing, and there's a lot of stealth in this game. Here's like one where I take out the target as his buddy is like looking out the window. But yeah, this will be interesting. I hope that there's the head tracking thing. I don't know how they're going to do this, but I'm hoping for at least the head tracking, similar to Resident Evil. I failed to blend in as a bartender. I did blend in better later though. And I was the bartender serving drinks, and I poisoned the dude, and then he starts puking and runs off to the bathroom. I follow him into the bathroom, and I killed him in the toilet. I killed him by swirling him to death. So there's like so many different ways you can kill people with so many different things. You can break their necks, you can shoot them, you can poison them, you can inject them with some lethal dose of something, you can blow them up with C4, you can hit them with a wrench. Like there's a million different combinations and ways to do stuff. And then, like I said, after you beat them, then you have to escape. Here was one where I was sneaking around here. I actually won this way somehow. I think I just ran up. It looks like I'm about to just run up and just shoot him. And then let's see, I'm just running in with a shotgun, going guns blazing. Do I find the dude? I don't know what I'm doing here. All these people are scared, and I'm just terrifying everybody. But you can go in guns blazing, but man, you're most likely going to get your ass kicked if you do that. It is most likely going to happen. But like I said, break open. Yeah, there's so many things to do here. I stuffed Mike in back in the thing again. But overall, guys, I've been really enjoying this. If you want me to stream this flat screen, let me know. I can stream it on the channel. I can stream it in the Discord. Or this preview, hopefully it was good enough to give you something. If the game looks as good as I'm hoping, this game is going to be stunning in VR. The environments and stuff look really good. Yes, thank you, David Moore. The reason I'm mentioning this as well is because Hitman 1 and 2 are on sale right now. Hitman 1 Game of the Year Edition is $11.99 in the U.S. and 2 is, I think, $19.99. I don't know. But yeah, you can get a great deal on them right now. And I'm enjoying the hell out of these. Like I said, I haven't had much time to game this week. I've been really busy with real life stuff that sucks and is boring. But the little bit of free time I've had, I've been playing this. I'm a couple hours in, and I've been absolutely loving it. Let's see if I actually poison him here. Or no. See, I'm just sneaking around and getting wrecked here. But yeah. I think this game's going to have enough money behind it to look good. Hopefully it looks as good as like Blood and Truth or something. Here I am once again failing to blend into the crowd and just getting wrecked and trying to escape. This was the first time I had ever played this game. So, you need to save constantly and load constantly. But, well, guys, I know it's already New Year to some people out there, but sorry there was no Gamescast today. I hope Brian and Dave feel better soon. Both of them will be back on their feet in no time. But wanted to do something special and just really thank you guys all year long. I really want to thank just everybody, for all the support from not only the beginning but this year, all the new subs and everybody. Really big shout out to all my Patreons: Rev Johnny, Meow Meow, Orseek, Guy Son, Hugh Tuffin, Duran Fan, Woody the Bluebird, Board Dog Brett, David Moore, Johnny Rypops, Jay Meow, Professor Lilith, Salvador Saavedra, Joshua McCrory, Robbie B, Perfected Insanity, Dutch DJ, Bel Ramu, Jeppy Condal, The Underground Game Cat, Gamer Chick 13, and Cynthia Hamilton. Love all you guys so much. I quit a really high profile job this year to follow this and pursue this more, and you guys really bailed me out of some tough times. So I really am still around because of you guys. So thank you so much, and everyone who watches all the videos, likes, comments, all the donates and stuff. You guys are really keeping everything running for me. So here's to 2021. Hopefully it'll be a much better year. I know this was a pretty shitty year overall, but PSVR was definitely been one of the bright spots. And it's been an amazing year for some of the games that we've had. I know it kind of ended, it kind of whimpered out towards the end, but that's typical. That typically happens this time of year. And we have a AAA game only weeks away, and it's really, really exciting. And we'll be back with Gamescast next week. Maybe I'll do another one of these eventually when I can. Like I said, I usually like being the disembodied voice on the videos. And got tons of more stuff planned. So you guys have a wonderful rest of the night, man. Happy New Year to you. Thank you, everyone who came and hung out. This next year is going to be a lot better, man. I promise. And I'm gonna keep grinding, keep working, and keep going at it. So just really appreciate all of you guys. You guys have a wonderful rest of the night. Happy New Year. And yeah, I'll see you guys online in the Discord. You know where to join. You know where to find me. I'm always around. So thank you guys once again. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next year. Let's do this. Underground out. Peace.